So YouTube, here's a race tractor that with the head's taken off. There's actually a reason why. So I put in an NGK plug, and it was the same length. Tip extended a little more. Well, there's the problem. The tip extended a little more. Valve came up and hit it. Ain't the first time that happened. So what just happened is I actually, luckily it happened when I was cranking it over. It wouldn't start. Uh, but it was kind of an idiot thing, you should really measure them out. But here's the cylinder here that I want to show you. I polished it all up, and I'll show you how bad. This one was actually the worst one here. So if you look, there's little divots inside the top of the piston there. Looks like some may have got into it and done that. There's no scoring on the inner cylinder. Everything looks good. It does look like there's small scratches in it, but you can't even feel them with your hand. But what I may do sometime in the future, I may actually just, I'm probably going to take the engine off, pull the pistons out, throw new rings in it, and hone out the cylinder. But I won't do that now. Here's what it looked like, more of what it looked like when I first pulled it off. You can see there's a lot of carbon in that, and actually that one's not bad at all. It's not that bad compared to some of the other ones I've seen. This is kind of average when you take off the head. That's what it's going to look like. The other one, there was a big incrustation right on here and stuff, and that was disaster waiting to happen. If that carbon breaks off, that can actually score the cylinder. The carbon residue stuff is actually pretty hard, and it can scratch steel. And that cylinder's pretty good too. What we're going to do is we're going to clean them up. So, for now, I'll be working on that. Here's the heads. They're not bad shape. Definitely needs a cleaning. Here's the other head. This is the left head. So this one's the one that's for that side, and this one's the one for this side. Yeah, I guess you don't really want to mix them up. Actually, I don't think you really can mix them. Well, maybe you can. No, you can't mix them up. But, so anyways, they just look black. They'll get cleaned up, polished up, and they'll get put back on. And then we'll see exactly how far we can take a spark plug, because if you look here, there's maybe carbon kind of blends it in, but there's maybe about almost a 1/4 inch before it actually comes out. But that's where the tip's at. But I'm going to take the old plugs and I'll stick them in, and we'll see how far out they go. So this is just a race tractor carbon cleaning here. One other thing I want to show you is the head gaskets. I will be reusing them. Ain't the prettiest. This one's actually the better out of the two. It's missing that little thing in there. I'll put just a really thin coat of RTV high heat sealer. This one's a little worse. But I'm really not in it just looks a little rough here. But I really don't have, well, I do, but I just really don't want to be spending the money right now, because I've been trying to work on my YZ right now, but considering that, I also had to go down to the bank and get a bank account set up and stuff, because I'm tired of having people order stuff for me and I give them the money. I just to get a bank account from. I had this other bank account and stuff, and it wasn't it. But since now that I got a good job weed whacking and stuff, now I needed a really good bank account. So I'm getting my ATM card on the end of this week. So then I'll probably order those parts myself. I'll have to put a YZ and get everything all taken out. I don't want to take all the money out, but the rain holds off. I may even head up and weed whack today, but so far all day it looks like a thunderstorm was coming all day today. It's pretty nasty out there. But anyways, who cares about that? So we'll get back on this and we'll get these cleaned up. Everything, you can even see there's pieces of the head gasket there, but like I said, if they leak, I'll put them back on, see if they leak or not. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. It ain't a liquid cooled system, and it's only a flathead, so if it leaks, you'll see it with oil there. But you know, because you'll see it'll look wet around there, and you'll also see, you may actually see bubbling, just like a slight bubble with oil when you go to turn the engine over. But I think if I put sealer on there, it's like a locked-in seal. It ain't gonna leak. What one head gasket you can always reuse and you should never have to replace unless you're like rebuilding the engine or something is a steel head gasket. These are like the graphite ones, and then there's a steel center there. Those ones, replace them if they're real bad. You know, a little indentation ain't gonna hurt nothing. Most people will just tell you to replace them right there, then and there, but you know what I just say, just replace them if they're damaged or anything. That's kind of how I go by. Now, if I work on someone else's stuff, sometimes I do it right so that way they don't bring it back to me and replace it right then and there. Uh, but for these, that's just fine. Uh, that'll work. So we'll just clean up this cylinder, put it back together, and you know, see if it runs better. You know, usually you don't notice a difference, but we're gonna see. See if it gets a little bit better performance, because I bet you a lot of the fuel that comes in actually just gets stuck inside this carbon and it loses a lot of vaporization. If you look here, you see that crusting off right there. That's real bad. That ain't good. So, that'll be it for now, and then we'll see how well this is going to work.